welcome back to another edition of Research Fantasy Presents our MLB DFS Pitcher Picks for Monday, July 3rd, 2017. We've got an 8-game slate for tonight. Not a lot of pitching options, in my opinion, but as usual, we'll find some gems in the rough to help you win in your lineups tonight. Let's get things started with Jharel Cotton of the Oakland Athletics, 7,400 on FanDuel, 8K on DraftKings. This is just purely a matchup for me. The White Sox, not great against right-handed pitching. Cotton is one of the more highly touted pitching prospects in baseball, and I know he's been kind of up and down this year, but he does have some upside with his strikeout capabilities. The floor is probably a little bit lower, if not a lot lower, than the other two guys on this list tonight, but he's someone at this price against the White Sox who don't do as well against right-handed pitching, but he's someone I'm only looking at in tournaments. Moving on from there, we're going to go back to the well with Ivan Nova, 8,300 on FanDuel, 8,600 on DraftKings. Sure, it didn't work out last time for us. We talked about him against the Rays, and we cautioned that, hey, the Rays are a team that strike out a lot, but when they're not striking out, they have a high ISO, a high WOBA, and a high hard contact rate. So if they're hitting the ball, it's being hit hard and it's being hit far. That's exactly what we saw. But in this game, again, we're playing matchups, and we have a righty going against the Phillies. Even though Rafael Montero struggled in the same situation yesterday, I think Nova is a more seasoned pitcher than him. I don't think he's got a very high upside. He doesn't carry a high strikeout rate, but I think he's a guy that can surprise you and go 7 2/3, 8 innings if everything's working out, and you're only bound, if you go that far, to luck out into a few extra strikeouts. So I think he's my favorite SP2 on the slate. And at just a couple $100 more on DraftKings, my favorite play of the night's Aaron Nola, 8,300 FanDuel, 8,200 DraftKings. For me, this is an SP1 situation on one pitcher sites, and he's going to be in a lot of my lineups on two pitcher sites as well. Nola is one of my favorite real-life pitchers, so there's probably a little bit of bias creeping into the DFS world, but after his injury and, some sluggishness to get things started, he's rounding into form. Last two games have been very solid for him, and he's taking on a Pirates team that doesn't strike out a lot, but there's a lot of potency missing from it. I think he's going to be a strong play. Wouldn't shock me to see him as the highest scoring pitcher on the slate tonight. Once again, three of our favorite tournament options: Jharel Cotton, Ivan Nova, Aaron Nola. Thanks for joining us. Make sure to check us out at researchfantasy.com. Subscribe to our YouTube channel below. Like us on Facebook at Research Fantasy. Follow us on Twitter at Research and Win. And join us again tomorrow.